Does Texas have spend-down Medicaid? Many Texas families wonder whether they can qualify for Medicaid if their income is too high, especially when medical costs start piling up. The idea of spend down often comes up during this search for answers. In Texas, however, the rules around spend-down Medicaid are limited and depend heavily on who is applying and what type of Medicaid coverage is needed. Understanding this distinction can prevent confusion and costly mistakes. Texas does use an income spend-down process, but only under its Medically Needy Medicaid program. This option is generally limited to pregnant women and children under the age of 19. For adults who need long-term care, such as nursing home coverage, Texas does not allow income spend-down. Instead, Texas operates as an income cap state for long-term care Medicaid. If an applicant's income exceeds the cap, they cannot qualify simply by submitting medical bills. In those situations, a qualified income trust, also called a Miller Trust, is typically required to handle income over the limit under program rules. So, does Texas have spend-down Medicaid? The direct answer is yes, but only in limited situations. Spend-down is available through the Medically Needy program for pregnant women and children under 19, and it does not apply to most adults seeking long-term care Medicaid. Spend-down Medicaid is a process that allows someone to qualify for coverage when their income is above the allowed limit. The applicant qualifies by showing enough unpaid medical bills to cover the amount they are over the income threshold for a specific coverage period, often monthly. In Texas, this process functions much like a deductible. If the unpaid medical expenses equal or exceed the excess income amount, Medicaid coverage can apply for that month. For those who qualify under the Medically Needy program, the spend-down process requires submitting unpaid medical bills to the Texas Medicaid and Healthcare Partnership Medically Needy Clearinghouse. These bills are reviewed to determine whether they count toward the spend-down requirement. Generally, qualifying expenses include medical and healthcare bills incurred by the applicant, sometimes including bills from up to 3 months before the application if coverage for those months is requested. Proper documentation, including itemized statements and proof of amounts owed, is essential. Long-term care Medicaid in Texas follows a different structure. Because Texas uses an income cap system, applicants whose income exceeds the cap cannot use medical bills to reduce their income for eligibility purposes. Instead, a qualified income trust may be used to deposit income over the cap so the applicant can still meet eligibility requirements if the trust is set up correctly and is irrevocable. In addition to income rules, long-term care Medicaid also includes strict asset limits and a 5-year look-back period on certain asset transfers. Many people asking about spend-down are actually concerned about nursing home costs. Long-term care Medicaid considers both income and assets, counting items like cash and bank accounts while exempting certain assets such as a primary home within limits, one vehicle, and personal belongings. Married couples are also subject to special spousal impoverishment rules designed to protect the spouse living at home. These rules can allow the community spouse to retain a protected amount of assets and income, depending on the situation and current limits. Because the rules differ so sharply between Medically Needy Medicaid and Long-Term Care Medicaid, it can be difficult to determine which path applies. A lawyer who focuses on Medicaid planning can help identify whether spend-down is even an option and explain alternatives like qualified income trusts. Working with an attorney familiar with Texas Medicaid rules can also help applicants avoid penalties tied to improper asset transfers or incomplete documentation. The law office of Whitney L. Thompson, PLLC works with families across Houston and throughout Texas to clarify these issues and guide them through Medicaid eligibility rules. This law firm helps clients understand whether they may qualify under the Medically Needy Spend Down program or whether long-term care planning strategies are required instead. If you have questions about income limits, spend-down rules, or planning for nursing home care, speaking with a lawyer or an attorney who understands Texas Medicaid can make the process less overwhelming. The law firm can be reached at 281-214-0173, and its office is located at 4201 Farm to Market 1960 Road W Suite 360, Box number 116B, Houston, Texas, 77068, United States, where compassionate guidance is offered to families facing difficult Medicaid decisions.